Hey guys, and welcome back to another League of Legends Champion Guide. Today's guide is going to be about Sona, the Maven of Strings. So let's get to know a little bit about our champion.
Only you can hear me, Summoner. What masterpiece shall we play today?
Well, the first thing that you're going to need to know about Sona, if you want to play her, is how much does she cost? Well, at the time of making this video, she is currently 3,150 IP and 790 RP. Sona's primary role is a support champion, and most often she'll get played as a support, although I have seen her played in other lanes such as the middle lane, though usually not with the best of results. Her biggest problem is quickly clearing minion waves. Even when you do a bunch of damage, it's very localized damage, usually to a single target. So when the wave of minions is large, you'll have a tough time thinning down the herd and stopping the wave's advance. For Sona's masteries, I generally go 12-18-0, picking up Windspeaker's Blessing for the increased healing and shields it gives. For her runes, I generally go Magic Penetration Marks, Armor Seals, Magic Resistance Glyphs, and Ability Power Quints. For Sona's summoner spells, I pick up Flash and Exhaust. I usually pick up Flash for a good getaway or gap closer because Sona's only escape is a speed boost from her E. It's just not enough more often than it is. And then there's Exhaust, which is great for shutting down an AD carry while you try to take them out. It reduces their movement speed and attack speed by 30%, lowers their armor and magic resistance by 10, and their damage dealt by 40%. It only lasts for 2.5 seconds, but if you use it at the right time, such as when they're trying to do a hard engage, it can make all the difference in the world. This is my general spell order for Sona. I start leveling her Q first and her W second. Well, not even picking up her E spell until level 4 or 7, and then I'll finish leveling it last. I also grab a level in her R move whenever it becomes available. Okay, now let's go over what Sona's spells do. Sona's passive is called Power Chord. It makes it to where after you've cast 3 spells, not including the R spell, your next basic attack will do bonus magic damage in addition to a bonus effect depending on whether Sona's Q, W, or E was the last spell to be activated. You can tell how many stacks towards your Power Chord you have by this buff. If the buff is gray and has a 1 or a 2, then you don't have your Power Chord yet. But once you see color on this buff, it's letting you know that your next basic attack will receive bonus magic damage and the Power Chord effect. For the various Power Chord effects, if Q was the last spell you cast before you hit an enemy with your Power Chord basic attack, then the Power Chord basic attack will do 40% more damage, which makes Q Power Chord combo into a very nasty poke. If W was the last spell you cast before you hit your enemy with a Power Chord basic attack, then your Power Chord basic attack will reduce the target's damage output by 25%, plus 4% for every 100 ability power you have. For 3 seconds. It's very nice when engaging to give your side an edge, especially against champs that burn everything within a couple of seconds. Finally, if E was the last spell you cast before you hit your Power Chord basic attack, then the Power Chord basic attack will reduce the target's movement speed by 40%, plus 4% for every 100 ability power you have for 2 seconds. This can be really nice for helping your team chase down an enemy, or for keeping an enemy from chasing you down. A couple other things to note about Power Chord. When you have Power Chord active, the disc around Sona will show you which bonus your next basic attack will become. The blue disc represents your Q ability, while green is for your W and purple is for your E ability. Also, when you use a spell that triggers Power Chord, it's going to reset your basic attack, allowing you to get 2 basic attacks in a row provided that you used a basic attack right before hitting that last spell needed. Sona's Q ability is called Hymn of Valor. It sends out 2 bolts that deal magic damage. The bolts automatically lock onto the enemies, prioritizing champions, and can't be dodged. After casting the ability, you gain an aura around Sona that grants allies that step into the aura bonus magic damage on their next attack. This skill, along with the extra damage that it adds to your follow-up attack, makes it your main source of damage. This is great for early game poking the other team and keeping them hurting, which usually leads to a kill or at least forcing them out of the lane, missing out on experience and money. Sona's W ability is called Aria of Perseverance. It heals Sona and one nearby allied champion. Also, when activating the ability, Sona is given an aura that grants allied champions a shield upon entering the aura for the first time. Sona's E ability is called Song of Celerity. It grants Sona increased movement speed for 3 seconds, which will last an additional 4 seconds as long as you stay out of combat. This ability also triggers an aura that will increase allied champions' movement speed for 3 seconds when they are tagged by that aura. Sona's R ability is called Crescendo. It passively reduces the cooldown of her other abilities, and then when activated, Sona sends out a wave of music that damages enemy champions' hit and forces them to dance for 1.5 seconds, not allowing them to take any actions while dancing, effectively stunning them. Sona's R ability only affects enemy champions, but this move is really great when you can hit multiple enemy champions. Use it for interrupting a channeled ability or for stopping the team from chasing you down. One more thing that you gotta keep in mind with Sona spells is that only one aura can be activated at a time. Casting another ability will replace your current aura. For starting items with Sona, I generally pick up a Spell Thief's Edge and some potions. Now, with this item it's very important that you understand what it does. This is your moneymaker playing Sona support. You won't be killing minions for gold. Instead you'll make your gold off of harassing the other team, leaving the minions for your AD carry. Minions are the AD carry's main source of income. The Spell Thief's Edge makes it to where damaging enemy champions or structures such as turrets will earn you 8 gold, and you can have this occur 3 times every 30 seconds. Your job early game though will be to harass the enemy, stay alive, and provide vision with wards. Supporting a good AD carry can be very rewarding. Another early game tip would be to try to sustain yourself in your lane until your AD carry is ready to return to base for items. If you need to go back to base in order to live, it's not essential to wait for your AD carry, but the less time you spend apart from them the better. Also, as Sona you can't really hold the line alone, so if you go back at the same time and you make it back into the lane at the same time, you don't miss out on the experience from their minion killing. This is a good example of an item build I might aim to get with Sona. I try to build her very aggressively with strong pokes and heals. With Sona, however, there are many good ways to build her. Try to work in items that support your own playstyle. Ability power, mana regen, and cooldown reduction are a few of the really good stats to invest in for her. When you get to be around level 7 to 10, things in the game will probably start to change. Turrets will start to fall, and everyone will be thinking about getting objectives. Taking Dragon being one of those objectives. As a support, it's a good idea to get some vision up there just in case the other team does decide to go for it. Also, depending on the type of dragon spawned, you can get different buffs that will affect the whole team. It can often help to tip the scales in your team's favor, or just give your team a chance to catch back up if you're behind. Either way, bot and support are great for helping with dragons, so keep an eye out. Once your lane has taken out the bottom outer tower, it's a good idea to start considering roaming to other lanes and helping them to do the same. Towers are worth a good bit of money for your entire team and can help sway the game in your favor. As Sona, you may not have the capacity to do much on your own, but you can definitely help the other players on your team get things going. In late game, Sona's best case scenario is when you have everyone grouped up for a team fight. You can cause damage while having your team for protection. In return, you can protect your team with heals, shields, and increased movement speed. You can also get in some good stuns with your R ability, shutting down up to their entire team for 1.5 seconds. She can really make a team into a powerhouse, just moving around and destroying. Be careful though, their entire team will want your blood and you will often be target number 1, so positioning is key. As long as you support your team properly and they don't drag you down, you'll come home with a bunch of wins and sometimes even feel like you carried the team as a support. I hope you've enjoyed this video and maybe learned something about the Maven of Strings. So go out there and have fun playing with Sona, and I'll see you in the next guide. Pieces!